And we should be back.
Excellent. All right, we still have ways to go, so let's not dawdle.
Yeah.
You guys are going down the stairs?
Yeah.
All right. After about a minute or so of descending, you arrive at a circular stone room where mounted on the walls are torches that illuminate the room. In the center of it is a quite large scale, an iron scale that sits in the middle of this room. And past it, you see a rounded door that has a waxing gibbous moon on top of it.
Okay. So
and as you step into the room, there is kind of the sound of like 3 claps as Ren steps out from behind the scale and sort of goes, "Very nicely done. I'm glad that you were able to get past the first challenge without having to do harm to one of my colleagues."
Yeah, he says hi, and the blueberry wine will be ready next week.
Yes. Oh, that's great news. Awesome.
That sounds delicious. If we're still alive,
Yeah.
maybe we can come back and have some blueberry wine with you.
Well, maybe. This is supposed to be a place of sacrament and, divine trial. You're not supposed to
just drop
come
in
by
whenever.
for wine,
Yeah.
which is why we'll just keep it quiet in between ourselves. It's okay.
Okay, sounds good.
But all right, you have overcome the first challenge. Now comes the challenge of confrontation and the challenge of reflection. I'm going to ask you 7 questions. You're going to consider them. And depending on your answers, the scale is going to be weighed in one direction or in the other. And at the end of the day, how the scale is doing is going to determine whether you advance or not. After I ask the question, you guys can confer amongst yourselves and deliberate, but I will need the final answer to come from you, Calistoga.
Okay.
All right, shall we begin?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You discover a powerful new technology, but you're afraid that some people will misuse it, use it for ill purposes. Would you destroy the technology or let it develop, or let its development continue unfettered?
Ooh,
this kind of question.
Yeah. Moral dilemmas, huh? Okay, well, in thinking, and I'm conferring with Satus and Helena, in thinking about the Nightstar, she does like, art and culture, and also potentially change. So my instinct is to let it keep developing.
That's what I would think. Just the fear of it being used bad is not necessarily grounds enough to destroy something, because what if it turns out to be good?
Yeah, and also you have to let people have free will to a certain extent. True. And if they're going to do bad things with it, you deal with that when that happens.
Yeah, I guess it's a pretty scary prospect to think of.
Yeah.
Some of our enemies having phenomenal cosmic power, but on the other hand, you can do a lot of damage with a sword, with a lot of things that already exist, with magic.
Yeah. It's not the weapon that's dangerous, it's the person wielding it.
Hey, I think you're onto something there.
Maybe. Don't quote me on that, Emma Sherr-Ziarko says. But that feels right to me. Can I do any sort of like insight check or like history or religion check just with what I know of the Nightstar?
I think that what you just regurgitated back to me is about
accurate
knowledge that would be useful here.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't feel within the spirit of the game to let you roll a natural 20 here and be like, aha, you remember that reading of
Yeah,
the St.
yeah.
Barnabas the 12th, where he talks about how new technology should be curtailed.
Right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just trust my instincts and say to Ren, I'd let it develop and see what happens.
He reaches behind the scale and pulls out this pouch and fishes around in it and gets a gold star and
I get a
clink,
gold star?
places it on the right arm of the scale, which makes it be the side that is being weighted down.
Got it. Okay. I think a gold
All right, he'll
star
go.
is good.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
He'll go. All right. Next question. A short-sighted nation builds a dam on a river, causing enormous damage to the local environment and ecosystem. The people of the nation build a city on the newly dried lands their dam has revealed. 300 years later, the dam is about to burst. If it did burst, almost everyone in the city would drown, but the environment will be allowed to finally start healing. You can prevent the dam from bursting or allow it to happen. What do you do?
That's a tough one.
Don't know that you want to murder people, though.
He'll shrug and sort of go like, these aren't supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Satus's initial instinct here with the whole murdering people. Like, obviously, it would be good to get the environment back, but I just think where there's life, there's hope, and you can reason with people and maybe try and do both in the long term. But we have to try and prevent mass slaughter where possible. I feel like we've met some people on our journey who would disagree, people who like death and exposure, but we've come away from that mostly.
Yeah, I think we have. And I agree that nature healing is important, but at the cost of genocide.
Especially, it's not these people who built it, right? If it's hundreds of years later, like, it's
That's
not
a good point,
their
Satus.
fault.
Yeah.
The Ren will go, yeah, no, exactly.
Ren agreeing is putting me off.
Yeah.
Ren, you're very distracting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. He will become very absorbed by his nails and start whistling a jaunty tune.
I think this is worse.
Yeah, I know. I think he's maybe trying to trick us. But
do you?
Me? I would never. Wink.
You know what?
What?
I think I'm inclined to agree that we keep the dam from bursting.
He'll go, okay. And he will reach into his pouch and produce a silver star, which he will clink onto the left arm of the scale, making them now be balanced.
Huh.
Oh. I wonder if we want it.
He'll
we
go.
probably want it to be balanced, right? As much as
I don't know.
I thought we wanted it to go one way more than the other, didn't we?
I think it just depends on what was the phrasing that you said, Ren, about how we would progress?
I believe that I said that depending on the state of the scale, you would be allowed to progress.
Yes, I think that's true. So my instinct is that we actually want balance.
Okay, well, let's see what happens.
Let's see.
All right, are you ready for the third question?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The gods charge you with a mission to deliver a scroll that details the end of the world to a temple in a distant land. The scroll is not sealed in any way. Do you read it before you deliver it?
You guys are both shaking your head.
I think no. Unless we were, if we are just the messengers, we're not supposed to read it. Opening someone else's mail is a felony.
But have we been told not to
Ren
read
will go,
it?
actually, that varies from land to land.
Yeah.
In some places, it is downright encouraged.
Well,
I think Helena raises a good point. Were we instructed not to read it?
Yeah, were we?
Ren will go, you received no instructions one way or another.
But, like, what if it's... I don't know, my grandmother used to tell these stories about sort of mythological figures who get kind of trapped in weird fate traps. Like, you might read the scroll and be like, the messenger delivering it is going to cause the end of the world. And if you read that, you could... But maybe this is getting away from moral issues and more into fancy.
Yeah.
Mortals aside, personally, I just wouldn't want to know because I feel like I would second guess every action I took. And I feel like for my mental state, I would rather not know and would just want to live my life without trying to, make everything picture perfect or avoid something that has been fated.
Yeah,
But I mean, imagine if the scroll said you have like a device that's counting down days till the end of the world, and in order for the world not to end, you have to do various things. You'd take action, wouldn't you? Albeit in a slightly symbolic.
Yes, but I don't know the answer then. All I know is the solution, which is the world is ending, which is exactly what I know from the rolled up scroll.
This is a tough one. This is the
I think this is your
yet.
call. You've got an argument on your side, Helena.
I see both sides, but I think I'm inclined to say yes, I would read it, because I think again, having free will and being able, and knowledge, and being able to make informed choices based on what you know is always a good thing. And those that keep secrets from you are not necessarily people you should trust. So yes.
Ren will shrug, reach into his pile, and drop a gold star on the right arm of the scale.
Okay.
All right. He'll then go, an enemy of yours is being persecuted. The grounds of the persecution are, by a measure of your own compass, unfair. Would you allow the persecution to continue, or would you intervene to stop it?
Could you say that one more time?
Of course.
Thank you.
An enemy of yours is being persecuted. The grounds of the persecution are, by a measure of your own compass, unfair. Would you allow the persecution to continue, or would you intervene to stop it?
I think
I would intervene.
Intervene. Yeah, that feels pretty clearly right.
Because the only way you can really defeat your enemy is justly.
And make them your friend secretly.
Make them love you. Never block your haters.
Yes.
Let them watch your Instagram stories and see how well you're thriving.
That's right.
Vicious.
All right, so what are we saying?
Intervene.
He'll reach into the pouch and drop another gold star onto the right arm of the scale, excuse me.
The right arm.
Okie-dokie.
Okay, so we're more heavily weighted on the right.
Yes, you currently have 1 silver on the left side and 3 gold on the right.
Okay.
He'll go, you have a sword. The handle of your sword breaks, so you replace the handle. Sometime later, the blade breaks, and you replace that as well. At what point did it become a new sword?
The ship of Theseus.
This is all on you guys. I don't use swords. I don't know how that works.
It could be a staff, Cal.
Yeah, that's true. At what point does a sword just become a staff?
I think it's still the same sword. That's where I've always been at with these sorts of things. It was your sword, and just because something changes over time doesn't mean it's something different. Even we as people will change, and a snake will shed its skin, and it's still the snake. I think it's trick question. It's still your sword. It's never stopped being your sword.
That sounds compelling to me.
That makes a lot of sense. I think I feel like Helena isn't really equipped to know how this would go, but
she's never had to
ironically, is
replace
the
the
person
handle.
that wears
The
the most
sword
swords.
person.
yeah, well, I mean,
She swings them. She doesn't think about them.
just whack 'em.
Yeah.
But we replace our clothes, our skin, our hair. We're not the same as we were on a sort of science level.
Yeah.
But we are
The
so
same.
I don't know. It seems like both to me. You'll have to decide, Cal.
I feel compelled by Satus's argument, and I will say
You're saying it does not change. It is still the same sword.
it is still the same sword.
Ren will kind of bob his head a little bit from side to side, reach into the pouch, and drop a silver star on the left side of the scale.
Okay.
Who's to say?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
He goes, a demon is trapped in a cage, set to be executed at dawn. You receive incontrovertible proof that if it was released, the demon would provide the world with the cure for a disease that kills hundreds of thousands of individuals, more harm than any individual demon could ever cause. The demon, however, assures you that if you released it, they would make it their mission in life to kill and maim as many people as possible. Do you free the demon?
So they will do something that will save a lot of people, but the demon is going to try and kill as many as possible.
Ren will sort of go, i.e., yes. If you release the demon, it will spend as much of its life as possible causing wanton destruction. However, at a certain point, it will cause this cure to become known. And in doing so, will save the lives of hundreds of thousands of people, more people than it could kill, even if it spent decades slaughtering people every day.
And I'm assuming it's just, we're not getting too niche with it. It is just, do you release the demon or do you not release the demon?
Yeah.
That is the question.
Yeah.
That is the fork in the road ahead of you.
I haven't tried any.
My instinct would be not to release the demon because we don't know if it was justly or unjustly trapped. And also, there could be other means of curing this disease that don't come at the cost of killing a bunch of people. And, you know, I think there could be other things to... We also don't know how long this demon will live. Demons don't feel like they have an expiration date. So I personally would think we keep it locked up, keep those people that it would try to kill safe, and we'll try to find an alternative method to curing this disease.
I think I agree with that assessment, because if you let him out, you're knowingly killing lots and lots of people.
And an unknown quantity.
Yeah. And to say that their lives would be worth the sacrifice of that doesn't sit right with me.
No.
So yeah, we don't release him unless you think otherwise, Helena.
I thought you were going to say that. Unless Ren, you think we should.
Yeah.
What do you?
That's the pouch when you go unless.
Unless.
No, I think what you're saying makes sense. I think on the one hand, it's interfering.
It's playing God a little bit.
We're interfering and killing people. We're more involved in killing people. I guess part of me is like, what would the Nightstar thing to be? I'm confused by these scales and the silvers and the lefts and the rights.
Yeah. I am too. But
maybe I think you should go with your gut, Cal. It's what I do too.
Okay.
GM Gabriel speaking here. Don't worry about the left and the right. The only thing,
answer the question.
It's just you have 2 silver and you have 3 gold at the moment. There is nothing to keep track of like, our silver is getting put on the right. Like, it is all silver on the left, all gold on the right. Right now, it is just 2 to 3. That's the only thing that you need to worry about here.
Okay. Yeah, we don't release him.
He reaches into the pouch, produces a silver star and places it on the left, causing the scales to be in balance.
Okay.
He looks you up and down and goes, "You are given a chance to discover a horrible secret about the universe, something that is incontrovertible and true. If you do discover it, you will never be able to tell anyone about it. Do you want to learn the secret?"
I mean, the thought is yes. Even if you can't tell anyone, if it's something you have the power to control, you could try to help it, even if it is a solo mission.
Yeah. Again, knowledge is good. Even if...
Yeah.
You sound very confident, Helena.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, something terrible that you maybe can't do anything about and can't tell anyone and are stuck with.
Yeah, that does sound a little torturous.
But there's the chance that you can fix it, right? Like, if the worst case scenario is you're a bit of a, you know, something that might be a little upsetting, but maybe you can help. You never know.
And hopeful. I just think it would be a one-way ticket to despair and horror. And you're like, maybe we could fix it. I love that.
But what if?
I love that.
What if?
No, you're right. Lovely.
Yeah. I think that is... I think Satus is the more optimistic choice, which is good. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I would learn it.
He reaches into his bag, takes out a gold star, and places it on the right hand of the scale, causing it to be the side that is weighed down.
Okay, I mean, gold is better than
He
silver,
goes,
right?
"Final question.
Oh, we got one.
Given everything that you have learned, would you like to change your answer to any of the previous questions?"
Everything we've learned? What have we learned?
Or he'll sort of go, "Fine, given everything that you've experienced." Because, for example, you said that you wouldn't want to learn about the scroll of the end of the world, but you did want to learn the horrible secret of the universe.
No, we said we would want to learn. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We would want to learn. We would read the scroll.
Okay, then that is Gabriel getting this wrong. That is not Rem getting it wrong. Apologies.
No, we'd read the scroll and we'd learn the secret.
Okay.
We just review our answers. Are we capable of doing that to see if they make sense still?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would allow the technology to develop.
Mm-hmm.
You would stop the dam from bursting.
Mm-hmm.
You would look at the scroll detailing the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you said that you would not allow your enemy to continue being persecuted on grounds that you don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Trick question, it's the same sword. It is still the same sword.
Yeah, yeah.
You would not release the demon to let it find the cure and cause untold mischief. And you would learn the horrible secret of the universe, even if you couldn't tell anyone.
I think those all track. Whether they're right or wrong, we're at least consistent.
Yeah, yeah. I feel good about those answers. More or less.
You'll go, all right. So we're leaving the scale as is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, it's got to be...
Final answer? Last chance?
Mm-hmm.
The rounded door in the back of the room begins to roll out of the way, revealing another dark staircase going deeper into that mountain.
These are so nerve-wracking.
Well done. Well done.
Cal, roll me a d20, please.
Okay. Oh, it's a 2.
you feel sort of another, again, like that like lurch of uneasiness, that lurch of like, ooh, this is bad.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Just had another little wave there. But I think you're right, Helena. I think that's the Dark Denizen. Old DD.
Ren is suddenly not there anymore.
Who's not there?
Ah.
Ren is not
Ren.
there.
Ren is not there.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And Volt. No, I'm kidding.
No!
Okay.
Okay.
I hope so.
No,
I
he's
hope
been
that-
keeping up with you and sort of, looking at what you've been doing.
Okay. All right. I think we keep going.
Okay. I wonder how that last one worked. Like,
Yeah,
we did great.
maybe we can ask Ren later.
I hope so.
All right, so you go down the tunnel.
Yeah.
Emma, roll me a d20, please.
Okay. 16.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. That's it?
You continue down the tunnel.
Okay.
Our favorite words to hear from Gabriel.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Without context.
So worrying.
Oh, yes. So 16 man-eating spiders.
Oh, yeah.
Look, maybe I just really like 16. Maybe
Yeah.
It's just like, yes, my favorite number.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Feels so like it's that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is, for sure.
Alrighty. Which monster is it? Monster 16.
Yep. Okay.
You descend down a stone spiral staircase and eventually arrive in a room that is basically it's a hall of mirrors. There are 12 mirrors laid out in front of you. And in the center of it, there is a circular stone table with what looks to be like a very big gas lamp in the middle of it, with a switch at the center of it. And all of a sudden, you'll hear, as you step into the room, you'll hear Ren's voice from behind you as he sort of goes, I'm mostly an observer for this one, but if you need any help, I'll be here to try to do my best to steer you in the right direction.
Well, that's awfully nice of you.
He'll give you like a little salute.
Okay, so there's a hall of mirrors and a
Yeah,
big...
like sort of just like lined up along the walls of the room are 12 mirrors.
Okay.
And then at the center of it, circular stone table with this lamp on it.
With a switch.
So Ren, do you think I'm supposed to light the lamp?
You can take a look around the room first if you would like.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Perception checks, I guess.
Okay.
11.
Ooh.
7.
Perception. 19.
Hey.
All right.
There it is.
Hey.
Emma, like, what is Cal like looking for? Anything in particular, or just kind of like just giving the room like a very thorough once over?
I think sort of a thorough once over, but also like looking at the mirrors and seeing if they're all the same, seeing if there's anything behind the mirrors that she can see, or yeah. I think,
Indication that they're like one-way mirrors.
yeah, or something.
Sure. Okay. So like I think that all of you would see that, as far as you can tell, they look like regular mirrors. They are reflecting you accurately. They're not distorting the images. You're not getting kind of any indication that they are concealing anything. They do strike you that they are all kind of big enough and roughly in the shape of an archway, almost like if somebody had just like taken a passage and filled the entrance with a mirror. Cal, it strikes you in particular that above the mirrors, there is a small square indentation, like almost like something that you could slide something into. And then underneath it, it's almost like a just like a little indentation that instead of going into the wall, it goes out of the wall. Like if you could, like there's something that you could put something into, and then something that you could rest something in something on, excuse me.
Got it. So there's like a little, it like comes out a little bit and then goes in a little bit.
Yeah, and like, it's like the thing that goes into the wall, and then underneath it, the thing that goes out of the wall, and then underneath that, the mirror.
Okay.
And all of them have that.
Okay. And they're all standing upright, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. What do you think that's for?
The little thingies?
Yeah, these little indentations and jutting out parts. And
Are they the right size to fit the lamp? Do we pick up the lamp? Put it into
If you go to the lamp, you find that behind the lamp on the table is a stone square that looks as though it would fit onto the indentation that goes into the wall.
Okay.
Got it.
So
and maybe the lamp
square.
would go on the thing that comes out.
Maybe.
Would it fit? Maybe it doesn't look like it would fit. Okay. Ren,
Yes.
any light you'd like to shed on this situation?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So, Cal, just for those of us who are not so perceptive, are you currently thinking that we maybe need to move the square thing, the lamp, to one of the mirrors? Is that...
Maybe to one of the mirrors, or maybe the stone thing goes in one and the lamp goes on another. I don't know, but they all look the same to me. So far, exactly. I think it might be time to see what happens if we flip the switch.
Okay.
Or we could try putting the stone slab in one of the little caverns and see what happens.
I think one of the two. Your call.
Let's try the switch.
Okie dokie.
We're flipping the switch?
Yeah.
Okay. You click the switch, and instantly this blue flame lights up inside the lantern. And a couple of other things happen. One is that the torches that were running along the sides of the room and providing illumination all go out all of a sudden. And the next is that now in the blue light of the lantern, the stone square that was next to it, there is now a symbol of a crescent moon glowing on it. And kind of in the same style, like they're glowing on the table with this kind of, now revealed in this light are the following words. The roads of destiny here turn. Past and future dance together. The way forward starts behind you, but what has been need not be what is. Choose a path from what you are or what you wish, but choice is not enough. Find action in Our Lady's teachings. Variation and mutation lead to correction. When 3 become 2, but 12 remain 12, your choice becomes your path. Else in the shadows remain, forever in a world of half-truth and reflection. And I can read all of that again as needed, but there's a couple of other things going on here that you may want to look at, or if you just want the instructions again, let me know.
I might want to hear that again, but I think I got the gist of it. You said there were 12 mirrors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when 3 becomes 2, but 12 is still 12.
When 3 become 2, but 12 remain 12.
Huh. Okay. Is there anything else going on? You said there's a couple other things going on.
You may want to take a look.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look around and see if anything else has changed.
Are you bringing the lantern with you, or are you leaving it in the center of the table?
Bring it.
Bring the lantern with me.
Okay, cool. And you're just like approaching one of the mirrors?
Yeah.
Cool. Satus and Helena, are you going with Cal?
I think one of us should stay and one of us should go, because then if something changes where we're currently at, that would be good to take note of.
Okay, then I will go in order to be protective, because I'm less observant and may not notice any change.
Great, and I will stay and perceive about as needed.
Great.
Cool. So Helena, Cal, and the lantern all go up to one of the mirrors, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I've been replaced.
Yeah.
Wonder what Volt does.
By a lantern.
A lantern.
So something has changed, because when the mirror once reflected back pretty accurately what was just in front of it, it now only reflects Cal. And I don't mean that Helena isn't showing up. I mean the room around her isn't showing up. The lantern, just Cal. And it is reflecting your movements well, Emma.
Okay.
But there's a couple changes. The Cal in the mirror is slightly more muscular, seems to be wearing leather armor with a bear skin draped over her. And where in real life you are holding the lantern, here you are holding a battle axe.
Oh, I think I have an idea of what's going on.
Is this a past version of you, Cal, or is this like maybe a future version?
I think this is maybe a potential future version.
You don't remember the...
I don't remember ever looking like this, so...
Okay. Well, it suits you.
Yeah, thank you. I kind of like having some muscles. Can I go up to another mirror?
You may.
Okay, I'd like to go to the one to the left of it.
Same deal. It only reflects you, Helena, the room. None of it shows up. But now you are wearing plate armor with this billowing red cape behind you, and a sword with a golden hilt is what you are holding instead of the lantern.
Cool. Hang on. I'm going to just make note of these things. Okay.
Satus, roll me a perception check.
23.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
All right. You notice this quickly. The place where you guys entered, which had before the light on just been like an open doorway, is now also a mirror, which is reflecting nothing.
So it's a 13th mirror?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I guess Satus could kind of like call out and say like, a 13th mirror just showed up, so maybe whenever we're trying to get the 12 is still 12, bring the lantern back.
Okay. All right, I think I will go to the next normal mirror.
You are in this one dressed in black leather with a covering with sort of, like a black mask that covers your face with just kind of like an eye slit. And you are holding a dagger, which you are twirling in your fingers instead of the lantern. In the next one, you are wearing dirty road clothes with a sprig of flowers woven in your hair and a ragged oak staff in your hand.
I think I might even know what's happening.
Yeah. I think
In the next one, you are wearing a martial artist's tunic with bandaged hands, or not bandaged as in an injury, but sort of, like bound hands.
Yeah.
In the next one, you are wearing showy tavern clothes along with a billowing cloak, and a lyre is in your hand. And so on and so forth.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So I think
I will say, sorry, just like one last thing.
Yes.
There is one that looks fairly like your current version. Like there is something that, to just come out and say it, shows you as a sorcerer.
Yes.
But there are a couple things that are slightly different. Rather than sort of casting a fire spell, the thing that your hand holds is kind of this aura of white mist, sort of letting you know that this is kind of a different sorceress version of Cal that you are seeing in this mirror.
Yeah. Okay. Can I go up to the 13th mirror and see if I see anything? Okay. The one that showed up after the fact?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Only this mirror shows you exactly the way that you currently are.
Okay, cool.
But it reflects nothing else.
Cool. Okay, I suspected this when I had the dream.
You did?
Yes.
All these outfits?
Yeah, that I would suddenly have so many outfits.
Seriously, what's going on?
Here's what I think, and Ren, tell me what, if you can, what you think.
He'll shrug with kind of this like, go ahead expression.
I think if I choose the path of the Nightstar, I also get to choose my path.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than, being a divine soul sorcerer, which maybe I could still be, I can choose what kind of power I wield.
Okay.
He will sort of go, I cannot tell you what your encounter with the Nightstar could do. That is between you and the boss lady.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't heard anything particularly crazy yet.
Okay. This is wild.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That's very cool. Do you have any inkling of what the 3 becomes 2?
I don't know. Can we maybe hear the whole
Instruction.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, let's hear that one.
Wait, like you guys go back to the table and hold a lantern over it and you see it again.
Yeah.
The instructions read, the roads of destiny here turn. Past and future dance together. The way forward starts behind you, but what has been need not be what is. Choose a path from what you are or what you wish, but choice is not enough. Find action in Our Lady's teachings. Variation and mutation lead to correction. When 3 become 2, but 12 remain 12, your choice becomes your path. Else in the shadows remain, forever in a world of half-truth and reflection. And it is almost the top of the hour, so let's take 5 minutes. We can all digest that.
Okay.
And then we can come back and see how we want to tackle this puzzle room.
Okay.
Fun.
All right, we'll be back.